Imagine the federal government announces that it's going to spend an enormous sum of money to prop up workers and the economy, a sum of money that it doesn't have and has to borrow and will be paid for from the future. Now imagine that the same government says, sorry, we made an error in our calculations. We only have to spend a little more than half of what we originally estimated. Good news, right? Wrong. People start losing their minds. Not that that's a particularly difficult transition for the likes of opposition leader Anthony Albanese. Here's what he had to say. This is a mistake you could have seen from space. This is a government that couldn't run a bath, let alone be good economic managers. The fact is, if you can't get this right, how can you get the economic recovery right? That's like saying a chef measured out twice as much flour as he needed because he mistakenly believed there was twice as many people coming to a private dinner party. If he can't get this right, how could he possibly be trusted to cook for an entire restaurant? It's ridiculous and it's political opportunism. But how did this mistake actually happen? Well, the Treasury and the ATO said the mistake came from businesses reporting how much financial assistance they expected to receive, instead of how many employees they thought would be eligible. For example, over 500 businesses with one eligible employee reported a figure of 1,500, which is the amount of JobKeeper payment they would expect to receive for each fortnight for that employee. ATO Second Commissioner Jeremy Hershen said the error was discovered at the start of this week and the Treasurer was told about the issue on Thursday evening. With hindsight, perhaps the form could have been more straightforward. The question was reasonably clear. It's just unfortunate that 1,000 employers misunderstood it. So the government didn't actually make a mistake. If they erred at all, it was because they failed to notice a mistake made by small business people who were asked to fill out a simple form. I don't think it's a huge blunder not to check that people can fill out a form properly. I find myself in the unusual position of defending government bureaucracy here. But remember, if Labor were in charge, the exact same people would be working at the ATO and Treasury, and the exact same mistake would have been made. When it's all said and done, this is the type of mistake that you want government to make. This is unequivocally good news that we will be spending $60 billion less that we don't even have. Yet political opportunist Albanese tried to spin this as government mismanagement. Now, whilst we are spending less on this government program, it's still a government program, and that means it will have all kinds of flaws. For example, if you paid $1,500 a fortnight to stay home, why would you want to go back to work for 40 hours a week and earn a little more than that when you can just sit on the couch and watch Netflix all day and get paid for it? Parents denied free healthcare as operators warn JobKeeper workers are refusing to come into work. Early Childhood Australia CEO Sam Page said some childcare workers are refusing to turn up for work, preferring to stay home and claim the $1,500 a fortnight JobKeeper allowance. One of the difficulties about JobKeeper, as we do hear from employees, is once you get someone on JobKeeper, it's hard to require them to come to work. Wow, who would have thunk it? Paying people to stay home is a disincentive to turn up to work. But it's not just individual workers. There's a local pizza place where I live. Now, this is not a place you go to eat pizza. It's a hole in the wall like a Domino's where you order, pick up or delivery. They do really well because they make great pizzas. So, of course, when COVID-19 restrictions came in, they did even better. We went from waiting 25 minutes for a pizza delivery to an hour once COVID kicked in. Then one Thursday night, we tried to order a pizza over the phone, and there was a recording that they were shut, and the reason for doing so was because, quote, we're all in this together, and that they were only going to open on Friday and Saturday nights. I suspect that's because these guys can take a holiday during the week and get their government money because they can claim their receipts are down more than 30% and thus qualify for the JobKeeper program. Yep, we're all in this together. In the United States, 2/3 or 68% of jobless workers would bring home more money from their state unemployment insurance plus the $600 weekly supplement from the federal government than they would have on the job. And 1 in every 5 eligible workers would receive benefits that were double their lost earnings, according to University of Chicago researchers. When all this is said and done and we add up the amount of money wasted and scammed from ordinary taxpayers, we will be asking, what the hell did we do? As usual, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you next time.